Hello, I'm Will Forge, and today we will forge. Uh, yeah, man. I'm trying to get a little bit better at my timing, on my get back to my normal time, earlier time to stream than I have been. Let's see, we've got yesterday. I'll just fill everyone in on what we did yesterday. I put out this terrain. It made it look a little nicer around the bases. I thought it was really nice to have I built it up to look like a crater where the base had crash landed into the planet, into the Halo ring, yeah, kind of looked like this. Kind of got embedded in some sand, everything like that. That also means I'm gonna have to move up this base a little higher again. I started restructuring this base off stream at the end. Where I liked the idea of this being a sharper angle, and so I think I'm going to do this. You see how I got this stuff? I think I'm going to do this. I think today, though, I've got an idea of what I want to do, and that is, and I'll get into it in a minute, but, basically, well, this may stay. I'm not sure. I kind of like having a lip there and having a curved part of the building there, maybe. I'm not sure. I'll have to find out. But I might just do another one of these. This is like a doorway one. And let's see. Let's move this one out and take a look at what this looks like. Hey, what we talking about? Clicked as soon as you went live and joined mid-convo again. Yeah, maybe I need to just like. I know I've seen other live streamers what's his name? What is that guy's name? The guy, Ludwig. He always, I've seen his stream start, and he just sort of like is looking at things like his own computer, just hanging out, and doesn't actually say anything. All I was saying was I was filling people in on what we did yesterday. So since you were here yesterday, it's not a big deal. I was just saying we put the sand down, put the crater underneath, and the one thing I did say right at the end was I was saying I kind of like this being angled. I did this off stream with an angle on this side. Well, at the very top I did, and I was like I kind of like that more. I'm gonna put the curve as a small bump here to mirror that, but then on the front put like a sharp angle, almost like an Oni building. I kind of like that more than the original object was fun. Whenever it was the cylinder with that lower area, but I couldn't reproduce that exact thing anyway. So I'm like, I might just go ahead and put this sort of angle here. And I've got, let's see, this would be a doorway up here, like this. And then I was thinking about what I'm thinking about doing is putting a that's just poking out because I hadn't actually placed that. But anyway, yeah, so what I was thinking about doing today though was I was looking at this right at the end of the stream yesterday, and I looked at all of the or maybe right after the stream. I looked at all the buildings and I went, we're expanding your base, which is cool, but right now it's like, look, you got one building over there, one over there, one over there. It's just your base is getting wider. It doesn't really feel like it's part of the Halo map. You know what I mean? It feels like, here, I'll go to mouse so I can show you. It feels like this area is expanding, and that's it. It'll become like two opposing bases, but you're leaving your base to engage your opponent. So aside from getting new equipment and new weapons to bring with you when you leave your base and having to move to those areas to get them, we're not really gaining a whole lot. And I've been talking about I don't know what to put in the middle of the map all this time, right? So what I'm thinking is, though, is I'm considering doing something. Really? I clicked over here. Very clearly not clicking that object. Alright. Oh, it's because my aimer is pointing at that object and it's clicking where my controller aimer was. Okay, that was a controller mouse and keyboard bug again. So like if I, instead of just doing, like, this can still come up, right? This terrain inherited sand is killing me. You don't like that? You don't like the terrain inherited? Oh, it's because it's all still sand. It's probably why. Eventually we're not gonna have it like that. But you're right. We are. Don't worry. Eventually, like, they're all gonna be different biomes, around these different structures. But I'm going to keep it as sand probably around the base. And, well, stream died. What? Really? Ah, Jesus Christ. Wait. Is it coming back or did it actually die? It still says excellent connection. It's like it's lying to me. I might have to bring that bit rate back down. What do you think? Let's see. Yeah, no, it's still jittery. Let's see. Is it clearing up? You're lagging hard. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Right out of the gate. Okay. When is it going to clear up? 6K will do for now. I think I brought it down to 6K. Whenever we were talking about it last time. Let me see. Let's see real quick. Output. Oh no, I went to 10K. That's right. Yeah, let's go down to 6K. That's a good idea. We could do 8K. Let's split the difference and see how that goes. Because it might be that. It might be that I need to restart my internet, but it might be the thing. That might clear it up for now, temporarily. Is it working better now? It looks smoother whenever on my playback side. Okay. Also looks like my camera's at a weird angle. Be better. Yeah. What do you think? A little better? Is it actually smoother? It's back for now. Okay. So maybe that helped. It might be that I need to restart my internet, and if I restart my internet stuff for tomorrow morning. No, I did yesterday. I did restart my internet after getting off, so I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, the point is, what I was trying to say was that I feel like the way the bases are now, they're expanding out this way, and it's kind of like lame compared to what it could be, right? Like, there's no reason we have to be limited by being a lineup of buildings. You know what I mean? On opposite sides. Like, we've got this cool stuff in the middle. What if we go a little bit more in toward the middle? And I didn't know what to put in the middle itself. So what if we put a forerunner structure in the middle that is really, you know... What if instead of doing this, like, line up on opposite sides, right? What if this structure is over here? Right? And it's a tap into this central, like, control and assembly facility. And that's the one that's going to look like an Oni structure, like this, with this really nice, like, angled doorway with, like, you know, all that kind of stuff. And it's lagging again in the middle of... Okay. Do you think I need to reboot? I don't know. If it's still lagging right this second, do you think I need to reboot my internet? To go down, reboot my internet, and come back up? Which will take like 10 minutes, maybe. I'll just come back up with the exact same, like literally same stream information and everything. Same stream name and everything like that. No, just drop to 6K. Okay, that's a good point. Yeah, we'll try that first. Since it seemed to clear it up a little bit with the 8K. Let's go down all the way to 6K. I don't think you can't just type it. I could have just typed that. Okay, there we go. Alright, how's that? I dropped to 6K and now it's like frozen looking. Oh wait, is it back? Is it back? Let's see. Okay, it's a little bit better. I think. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. If I start moving around again and talking, will it mess up? That's the question. Okay, so stream is healthy again, I think. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So anyway, a central structure right here would be really, like we've been talking about, would be really cool. But what I'm thinking is, instead of this thing building here, it'll build over there. And it'll look like this, like an Oni structure in its doorway. Of course, this is now buried in sand, so it's kind of hard to tell what I'm talking about. But something like this, with a really cool like caddy corner doorway and stuff like that. That would be like right over here, and some other stuff to that effect. Fine for now. Okay, cool. And then that means the catwalk would connect to this, which might be a little bit closer, more like almost where that one is. So rather than just building out in a straight line, first you'll get this one, which will get you a flying vehicle. Then you'll get that one, which will get your base closer to mid and your opponent. And also, these fusion coils, they still have to be returned to your main base. So it's not like you're it's going to get you respawn points closer to there. So if we but it's not going to get you so you'll be able to grab them faster, but it's not going to necessarily get you the fusion coils faster, per se. Not necessarily. And then see, congrats on Waterworks getting recommended, man. Thanks. Yes, Ocom's here. Yeah, I was really excited about that. That's awesome. And it's all because of you guys' help. Which have you Ocom, have you saved off a new copy of Waterworks so that you end up in the credits? Because if you go in, and do I have that set up correctly anyway on the modern and the classic versions? I need to make sure that I have that set up correctly. And I know Klen probably hasn't done it, because I don't even know that I've added him. I added him on Xbox Live, and then I've literally just straight up forgotten to add him on there, so I need to do that. Actually add him to the maps. In fact, I don't even know if he's on this one. He's on because he was using a second map to do the scripting while he was practicing. Well, he's like basically playtesting scripting and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think that if we move that building over here and make it to where it actually expands you out with this one window out, like permanently out, and then having small expansions around these buildings that you around the the power grid structures, then I think that will be the best idea as far as like at least I think. We're gonna adjust some height here so that this thing is a little more prominent, like that maybe. And or if I do it a little bit higher, I think having a little bit of the ridges poking up through the sand is kind of a cool idea. I'm not sure how much. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Let's do like that, because that looks like the sand is actually pouring around it and a little bit on top of it. Yeah, that looks cool. All right. And it's not like those where it's like fully out, you know what I mean? It also has like a little bit of a jump here you gotta do if you want to come. Whoa, what the heck was that? Yeah, well, you can still clamber. Okay, good. You can clamber from this lip. Interesting. Okay, is that going to be a bug on this thing all the time? No, it did clamor. It's clamoring. It's just doing it without the animation. Okay, stream's all good now. Okay, cool. So 6,000 is the way to go. Looks like Ocom jumped in just say that and left, but I'm not sure because it says that I'm back down to just you, Aaron, for now. But yeah, let's see. But it could be lying to me. I don't know, because it does that sometimes. Okay, so we've got this going, which is really cool in my opinion. Obviously, those columns are dumb looking, but we'll see what we can do about that. Oh, right. At last stream, I was gonna put railing here. Before I forget to do that, let's do it. Because I think I may have started talking about the rails and how kind of annoying that they are, that they don't have a better. Okay, I think I'm going to start with the sides because I want the corners. I'm going to put panels on, but in the middle I'm not going to put one. I think this is too wide of one. Let's see. It's getting distracted a bit whenever I, yeah, this is too wide. It's going to go into there, and I don't necessarily want to scale it down. So, yeah, we're going to do the smaller right angle. Where is that? I thought it was right above the other one. Oh, do they not have another? Wait, they may not have a smaller version of the right angle with the paneling. That's unfortunate. It's doing this again. I was thinking that they might, but unfortunately it looks like they don't. So I think we're gonna find the right spot like that. And then... oh, wait. That is backwards. Let's see. Inner, outer. There we go. This is the correct one. I'm going to snap it to that one before I... it's doing that weird thing where you got to hold down the joystick to rotate. Okay. That is not going to work because the old one's location was wrong. There we go. Alright, there we go. There we go. Okay. So, I believe... I have no idea if I've actually made these perfect, but if I have, then that would be great. Just by coincidence, just by luck. But what I'm thinking is that it's going to have to be scaled in some way. Streams all good. Okay, let me know if that changes again, by the way. Because that, yeah, is a possibility. What? I'm surprised they don't scale horizontally. I kind of wanted to put, like I said, like cover on the corners at least, but then maybe just railing in the middle, but that is not going to be a thing, I think. Oh, it's trying to... there we go. I think what I'm going to have to do is center it... let's see. Shop reset today. Did it? Oh, okay, cool. What's in there? Anything good? You're going to get a cool nameplate for getting a map recommended. Oh, really? That's awesome. I haven't especially been paying attention too much to my nameplate. I just picked one that I thought was kind of cool at the beginning and then just moved on, so that's pretty nifty. That's exciting. I don't know, shop hasn't gone live yet. Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, there is a shop update today. I thought you were saying that it already has, but you're saying there's one that's coming. That's cool. Why is this not wanting to... give me my snap point, please. Okay, I'm on some weird, like, movement. There we go. Come on now. Oh, that was it for a second. Up. Come on. Oh, I must be on snap. I need to turn on my menu. My menu things tell me what I'm doing that I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'm at... okay. A little bit more fluid. There we go. That fixed that. And got it to go right. Okay. So that's what I've got for now, and I might tweak that a bit. If I want to, this is actually kind of cool. I like this like spire looking thing. So what I might do is put like some kind of antenna here that gives you the cover that we were talking about. Wait in 1 hour, 59 minutes. Gotcha. Yeah. The cool nameplates and armors and like armor colors and stuff like that are really like they weren't even my goal. Like I didn't know they were gonna make that. I figured they probably would eventually, but I didn't know for sure. So I was thinking that but like my like wanting to get into the shop, I mean into the into recommending stuff like that was the goal, because I don't especially like that armor core though is armor color though is so cool. I'm actually going to use it whenever they come out. If I get it. I don't think that's not the nameplate. That's the if you get you know, put into what is it? The community playlist, which is even cooler. I kind of hope they don't, unless they do like a classics playlist for a little bit, I kind of hope they don't put Waterworks in there, because that may reduce the chance. Kind of hope, not necessarily. Kind of hope that they don't, because that may reduce the chance that Hydrostatic will end up in one. Because they'll be like, we can't do Waterworks twice because we already did it once, and we only have a limited number of maps that can be put in there. And I think I would rather Hydrostatic, because I have such plans for that. But I don't know for sure. if that's even going to be a limitation they actually do, you know? I think I said that yesterday, though. So, kind of repeating myself, but that's okay. So I ended up raising these up a lot, and I think that means I need to raise these up even more. I unpaired this one. Why did I unpair that? Is there a reason I did that? I don't remember why I did that. Oh, was I trying to change? I was playing with different textures because this weirdness happens in the corner. But that's one of the reasons why I'm going to hide that with like water and stuff instead, because no other option worked. Let's see, what map's next on your list, remake-wise? Oh, remake-wise. That's a good question. I was considering... So I've got a bunch of remakes I want to do, but other people are actually doing a lot of them in the meantime, but they're not doing the expanded stuff I wanted to do with them. Like, okay, they don't have gravity volumes yet, which I expect they may eventually have. I would love to have them have gravity volumes that affect like which direction gravity pushes, and then possibly even the intensity of gravity in that volume. I would also love, and if they do that, then I'll 100% do what do you call it? Boarding action. I really want to do boarding action because I have ideas for that. Aside from that, I was really liking the idea of, I really like derelict as an idea for a base, as a basic point. See, one map I would like to see is like a new version of Halo 2 Uplift. Uplift, yeah. If that hasn't been done already. Let's see. I want to remember exactly what Uplift looked like because I remember the name and I was trying to remember what it looked like. I can't just write Uplift. I'm going to have to put in Halo 2. What am I thinking? Halo 2 map. Uplift, Halo 2 map. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That one was like remade in Halo, what do you call it? In Halo 5, right? That is a cool one. I actually hardly played on this one for some reason. I think this was part of the map pack we didn't get back in Halo 2. Is this Uplift Reserve from Halo ODST? I think so. But yeah, that is a really cool one. Okay, close that back down. If that hasn't been done yet, that would be a really cool one. That one kind of needs a beach, right? Instead of water, you could do it snowy with frozen over water for more vehicle play. That's true, actually. Do a little bit of an expansion there. Let's see. It's a good excuse for not having water. Okay, so basically, if we're redesigning this, let's go ahead and plop this over here, because I do think I like the idea of this doorway being the one over here. I like the idea of doing Oni over here, like an Oni-looking building over here, mainly because it's directly, interacting with Forerunner structure. It's going to be built like right on top of a Forerunner structure here in the middle, and so the idea is that only Oni knows how to really do that. The UNSC is going to have these military buildings, but the ones that are designed to interact directly with the Forerunner structures, that's still an Oni. Instead of water, you could do, you'd have to make it a bit bigger for player count reasons, since it's a big team battle map. Yeah, no, I agree. It's not like Waterworks where it was already oversized, so I think it would need to be scaled up. I think I'm going to delete that and think about what I want to put there instead. This one, having this cut corner, was kind of cool because it was facing that direction, but I kind of like it even more over here because now that cut corner is like, it's part of the wraparound feel and flow of the map. Maybe this should stay far away, and we could do like a man cannon or something to get through between the two. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think Spartans on the field dropping in fobs like this would use a man cannon to get across, or do you think it'd be like, yes, maybe Spartans, but Marines aren't gonna hop into a man cannon. They could break their legs on impact. You know what I mean? Not as a reliable means of transportation. But let's see. That being said, putting a giant catwalk going between there is too far. So it'd be really weird to put an enormous catwalk going across this entire gap. Unless it's got some weird shape to it. Actually... What if the catwalk is above the tank? We were talking about, okay, this is going to be here because this is how you can hide from tanks, right? But we're not going to spawn the tank in between these rails. But this building is the tank spawn comes in building, you know what I mean? And so it's possible what we could do is have a very wide base to this, right? Like plate, like base plate, like this one. And then where it grows out of. And in that, on that base plate is where the tank would spawn, and the catwalk comes down onto that base plate with this large yard, sort of, where the tank would spawn, and maybe there's a bit of cover here, that kind of thing. Hoping the ODST coatings comes to the shop today. That would be amazing. Yeah, y'all were showing that on Twitter. I was really surprised by how amazing that ODST looked. That was partially cross-core, right? That person had like put together in Blender, where they had put they had basically taken you know, the Mirage and put some ODST parts from I think the Mark 6 or Mark 7 core. Let's see. Okay, what are we gonna put for this ground? I think we're gonna do the same kind of stone arena concrete base. So I think that actually, let's reopen accents. It's in here. It's actually in UNSC. And not only that, I should probably just copy and paste because they're gonna be the right. I want them to kind of look like the same width. Yeah, I saw one with recon helmet too. Yeah, it's really cool. I was pretty amazed by that actually. Let's see. What if we do it like this? Okay. I like this angle. Make the building at that angle, but make the plate more like this. We'll go here. Okay. And one thickness wide of this would be perfect, I think. But one thickness and a corner cut. You see, so we still kind of have a cut. Why is it not magneting? Ugh. Alright. Well, it would magnet around right there. I'll have to adjust it in a minute if I can, if it ends up not quite lining up. I'm leaving those little gaps open because I think I'm going to put some kind of strut right there, by the way. Okay, yeah, I saw one of the recon helmet. Not a clue what's taking them so long with cross-core. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, honestly, either they're taking a long time because they're focusing on other things to try and get to seasonality, and that was delaying their ability to do cross-core, which was honestly probably more important than getting cross-core going. As much as cross-core, as important as cross-core is, I think that cross-core might be less important than seasonality, just because they were, you know, seasonality is a major hindrance to their ability to do anything, whereas cross-core is kind of just like, okay, well, it's a little bit of a problem, but if like it's still just a cosmetic, you know what I mean? At least seasonality will get you content faster. You see what I mean? The point is that it's possible that what's going on is that they're trying to get to seasonality, and it's excuse me, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second there, which might have been obvious. Yeah, no. So basically, I think that it's possible that that's what's delaying it. And honestly, I would not have a problem with that if that was the case. Let's see, is this a good shape? But if it's something else, if it's something more, like less obvious, then that might be, yeah, a major issue. Okay, how about this, actually? Hold on. I do think, though, that... Okay, the other option is... That's what it was. Okay, I got my train of thought back, guys. Cool. I can talk again. So, if it was to get to seasonality that's a delay, then we've already seen why it's delayed, and then that's cool, it's worth it, but it's also kind of weird. This shape is a little strange. I'm probably not going to do it like this. But if it's not that, if it's something else, what it might be is that they're having yeah, lost my train of thought again. No, okay. I need to drink my coffee. After a sip of coffee, I immediately got my train of thought back. Last time. Okay. So, they might be trying to upgrade how cores work. If they're trying to upgrade cores as on a fundamental level, like to be more like what people were expecting, like, oh yeah, you can now, like if they're looking into either eliminating cores altogether, or they're looking into, which I think was supposedly their long-term goal anyway. How did I lose my ability to get to that height? Basically, they might be doing that. Another possibility is that they're working on making the cores be able to not like eliminating them altogether, but making them work fundamentally differently, to where you can, like, for example, pick your color, and that all you're doing is getting your other stuff. You know what I mean? That's a possibility. It's just a guess that maybe that's why they're delayed. But yeah, well, this season has multiple cross-core coatings, and some were last seen as well. Were last season as well. Yes, exactly. So they're getting some cross-core coatings where they're just making the coating on multiple cores. Some old coatings are cross-core in future, like Splinter Desert on all cores. Yeah. And so it's possible that what we're seeing is that is, like, for example, if they are trying to work on the ability to pick your colors and all you're doing is changing the custom layout, notice that they're doing a really good job of this season in particular of all of the layouts that you can pick are very, unique. You know what I mean? Like, if you go into the store and you see they've got like colored tech suits and like stuff like that in there, they're going really hard on like every single one of the armor coatings right now has a very unique layout, except for, of course, the cadet colors that they threw on there. But like the previous ones not all of them were unique. Some of them were exactly the same but had different colors. You know what I mean? So it looks like they're kind of prioritizing uniqueness right now. And if they are, then that would imply that maybe what they're doing is like restructuring it so that you can pick your color. And if they are, you know what I mean, that'd be fantastic. If that's what they're doing, then that would explain it, and that would also be really good. But that's just a guess. The ODST coatings aren't on all cores except Halo 3's. Yeah. So yeah, exactly. I think that's let's see, that lines up a little better, but I am actually probably going to use these on the structure because I like it, but yeah. There we go. And I think I'm going to have a ramp coming down here, by the way. So yeah, basically the idea is that the thought I have is that it's possible they're trying to do... I just realized I can't do this weird shape. I'm limited. I have to do... Oh, wait, no. This area can be all static objects. It's only the dynamic object only has to be the buildings coming up out of it. So these platforms, I can do whatever shape I want here, and scale objects to make it work. But over there, I'm limited on what scale I've got. But anyway, Silent Snow and Burnt Ash, black and white are though. Yeah. So like, for example, the white one that has the hexagons on it. That's good, like you have to purchase it. Those hexes would be on any color you apply to it, right? So they made a very slightly different white, that has no hexes, and then one that has hexes. So that you can get it for free if you want, but you can also pay for it to get the hexes, right? Well, the reason they would do that is because they want those hexes to be, on the layout of the suit. So later you can change the color. So it's possible that that's what they're working on, is going toward that system. The one that everyone expected, kind of. We saw the armor coatings and we went, oh, cool, I wonder if this is how it works. And then they were like, this is how it works. And we're like, that's not how I expected. Silent Snow and Burnt Ash aren't free. No, you're right. They're like, are they going to be weekly rewards or what? Are those the free ones or, wait. Gotta pay for those. Okay, which ones are those then? I'm thinking of the one that's, is that the one with the hexes? I heard that there's gonna be a free white one and then like a paid white one or something. But I could be wrong. I mean, that might have been an assumption on someone on Twitter's part, actually. Store items. Gotcha. Well, you know, who knows then. I don't know. The point is though that I was just thinking that I'm thinking that it's gonna be that there's a reason that they're taking time, is what I'm saying. Probably either they're just taking a long time. They could just still be taking a long time, but there could be a reason. It could be because they're changing how cores work, and it could be how they're maybe to work more like what we expected them to work like, or maybe they're doing it to do something else. But yeah, Void Ultra is the one in the shop right now in their $22,000 or 22,000 point bundle. Silent Snow and Burnt Ash don't show up in the menu, but they do on their API. Gotcha. Yeah. So we don't know what they are, which means they could be weekly reward items, so they could still be free. They're not necessarily shop items. They could be, you know, something you unlock. And they're certainly not Battle Pass though, which means they're not paid in that regard, in that way, but they might be shop items later. Okay, so we've got, I was gonna do, what is it? Is it platforms or bridges or something where they have all these nice shapes here? Yes it is. These don't have their corners. This isn't a perfect angle. Yeah. It's working over here. How do I have it? Oh, that's right, because I'm using it as the opening in the middle. Okay. Well, I think I've got to do... Wait, floors might have... No, floors doesn't have to have a triangle shape. They were talking about filling out their UNSC stuff. And this might be part of the UNSC palette they're talking about. They might want more scalable shapes here, because, like, this is great, but, like, unless it's, let me switch to 45 for now. I doubt they're free knowing this game. Yeah, they probably aren't, but, you know, there's no telling yet. They have been pretty typically making a free version and then a paid version, though. You know? With a lot of them. Not, like, 100% reliably, but fairly reliably. This is not going to go here. What am I don't need this to be scaled here. I need this to be scaled for that side. Like, there keeps on being, like a paid promotion with, what do you call it? Like, Monster Energy drink or whatever. And then, after that paid promotion is over, pretty soon after that, a free version of that, practically the exact same core, or exact same armor, but, like, simpler looking, so that the new one, the free one, makes the monster one look a little bit cooler. Which is kind of what I'm seeing with the white and then the white with the hex. So I was thinking that that's probably what they're doing. The basic white and then the white with the hex seem like basically the free version that's cheaper and cheaper looking, and then the fancy version. You know what I mean? That's why I was thinking that. It's not necessarily the case, though. I was just assuming. But yeah, is this actually styled the same? This is not styled the same. This may not actually look good together. I might end up just using basic squares, but... Actually, yeah, I'll snap in the middle, that way I can scale it on either side until it matches. Let's see. Like, I'd get Void Ultra right now, but too expensive for just one item in the first bundle. I'll maybe use a core I don't currently have equipped. Yeah, I basically want to finish my my Halo Reach Spartan and, like, get it where it needs to be. It's finally finished with which core item, or I mean, which like armor items that I'm using, but it's not quite there in terms of let's bring this down just a tad so it doesn't poke through. Because I want this height to be kind of like a lower than the main base area. It's the color's not right still. I'm still waiting on my on a proper color option to fit my you know, my look from Reach. And so as soon as I get that going, I'm probably finally going to switch off and go over to to something more new and unique, and I really like the Mirage Core for that, to be honest. Like, I like it a lot. I think the Mirage Core is probably my favorite core so far. Something about that, like that person who did the ODST looking armor on the cover. Like, that kind of stuff is possible. I don't like all of the helmets, by the way. I'm not saying I like the Mirage Core the most because of the options available. I like the Mirage Core most because the basic Mirage Core. And if they get cross-core in the game, then, like people have shown, Mirage Core is, yeah, Mirage default is best, exactly. Mirage Core with the, what do you call it? Like, if you combine the Mirage Core with the helmets, that's like, the helmets from, Mark 7 is even better, and I really like the look of that one. So I might switch to that. Finally changing off from, oh wait, you can't pick just one direction with these. Yeah, I don't know if I can use these for this one. I mean, maybe, you know what? No, I could. I can because of one in particular thing, because this is probably going to go, whoop, that's weird. Okay, 15 degrees? Yeah, there we go. If this goes here, then I can put a sliver of an angle in here that's just a basic angle, and just put it at, like, this texture. Which I need to find out what texture that is. Can you change the texture on this one? No, you can't. That texture... No, yeah, never mind, it's down here. Metal grading 2. Okay, that's the one I used on the wall over there, so... If I set all of these to metal grading 2, instead of paint, I believe is the one that they... UNSC metal grading... Okay, so what's the goal of this map? The goal of this map is... Let me tell you in just a second. I have... So the goal of this map is... You start off with this building here, and this building, and that building, and that building are in the ground. You go out here, and you, your goal is, at the beginning of the game, it's probably going to use a Slayer game mode, right? But then, after you do... Oh, the music stopped, you're right. The music stopped, and then people immediately start leaving. It's like... Excuse me. 2 people vanished. Anyway, so these things are spawn points for the fusion coils, right? For fusion coils. These towers right here are going to be essentially like power grid towers, like generators. What's going to happen is, the idea is you start with this base. Inside this base is this core. You go out. You grab fusion coils, you carry them back to base, like neutral flag, capture the flag. You drop them in your core in the middle, and you get points. These points build up. They're like power points, like powering up your system. And then once you get that thing powered up, you start getting these buildings added to them. The other way to power them up are these. They're going to have King of the Hill zones at the bottom. Whenever you capture one of these King of the Hill zones, it's going to start to slowly tick up your points over time. Whenever you get fully powered, like as you get powered up, you're going to have one building appear and then another and another. They may appear as you play, but they may appear all at once at the end. Whenever it switches to the second phase of the game, which is full-blown Slayer. Everyone's trying to kill each other. So that's going to be the scripting is being done by Klen right now. I don't know how much he's gotten done yet so far, because I haven't actually checked in on him in a little bit. But yeah, he probably, like, since season 3, basically, he might be playing season 3, for example, and not actually getting any scripting done at the moment. I don't know. I haven't checked in on him. But basically, yeah. And I do need to add him into this map. Let's see. So that he can jump in whenever he needs to. And if he wants to... I honestly also need to get back with him. Like, I try to get him to give me feedback on the... what he thinks of the map layout. But he seems to think of it like, that's my job, and his job is the scripting. So, we'll see, what he says about it whenever he gets a little more into it. But the point is that, yeah, we've got... that's basically the idea. Why is it not... snapping over here. And I think it's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be kind of like an objective. We're using. I've been told apparently this is like Warzone. I didn't play Halo 5, so I have no idea. I had no idea this is like Warzone. So if this is a little bit too much like Warzone, then I apologize for ripping off Warzone. But this is gonna it's gonna be a little bit different because actual building is gonna be actually changing your environment. You know what I mean? I don't believe that they had bases being built in Warzone. You were just capturing them. Buildings that were already on the map. So, I think this is going to be a little bit different. And we're going off of the structure flavor, like the way the buildings are designed is going to be a little bit like Halo Wars, is what we were kind of going for. That's why they're going to rise up out of these base plates. Okay, this is not going to meet correctly because I didn't have it snapped in the middle, which is where it needs to be. Yeah. So that's the idea, and that's what we're working on. Let me know what you think about it. If you have any thoughts on it, like where you think it'll struggle, or something to that effect, or where you think it will have, or what its strong suits should be. You know what I mean? Then let me know. That'd be great. I might need to clip this into it because there's clearly giant gaps being formed. But there will be a column out here, so if the only gap is out here, that's not a big deal. So long as the only gap is out on the outside. Which, I think there's no gap here. Yeah, there's no gap there. This angle may need to be adjusted. It does. I made it too wide. Let's see. I really like the classic music, but every now and then having these little, you know, areas where they start playing, what is this, Spartan Assault or Spartan, or maybe even the one from, let's see, let's find out. This in particular one, yeah, this is Spartan Assault. They are really cool to have like a little bit of a difference every now and then. Let's see. I think this is gonna have to be let's see, fewer scratches, and more dirt. I want to kind of cover these a bit in sand. Let's see. Put a little bit of sand on these platforms. I think it's down below. QRS, sand. There we go. Let's see what that color is. Just covering in it so I can see what color it is. It's the same kind of sand, because that's kind of a thing. Yeah, it looks like it. There we go. We don't need a whole lot of scratches, just some light scratching. And then these, of course, are going to need some too. Grime layer is just set to grime. I'm going to scroll with the mouse. Be faster. Let's see, there it was. I wonder which kind of sand this one was. What was it that we ended up going with? Sand hard is apparently the right color. Hard. That spread of sand is completely different between these two. See, did that show up? Music stopped, never mind, did that show up? Did what show up? I guess not, unless it's in, you mean in Discord? Nope. Did what show up? I assume no, because I'm not sure what you mean. There we go. I posted a link here. Oh, yeah, I think YouTube blocks links. I don't have it like set to anything in particular that blocks them. It's just YouTube in general doesn't like external links. Must have links blocked. I don't think I have it set for anything like that, but I think that YouTube in general does block links, because I've tried to do links on other things before, where it's just like somebody wanted to know something about something, and I was like, yeah, okay, here's a link to like a Wikipedia article or something, and it was like, nope, doesn't want you to do that. Let's see, you're sending it in here. Season 3 weekly ultimate rewards, likes. Pale Shadow, May 2nd? Sent in Discord. It looks like, is that the other white one that we were talking about, or is that something else? Because that looks like it's got camo built into it, and I don't remember if that's... These are leaks, by the way, so take them with a grain of salt, because there may be... Let me go straight to it. This is a leak. Maybe I shouldn't show leaks on my stream. Can I get in trouble for showing leaks on my stream? That's the question. Let's see, sent in Discord. That's different. So yeah, I'm seeing Pale Shadow on here. But they have... Oh, that's for the rocket launcher. Yeah, they got Purple Rain for a couple different weapons coming up, which is cool. Let's see. Umbra Guardian. You know, it would be really smart of them. It'd be really smart of them to think ahead and make sure that this time around, as they make these armor coatings, they've got a sort of basic data set in the way they're set up. So that next game, they can just click a button and it will convert the old data set into the new method of doing whatever they're doing. Like for the weapon coatings and stuff like that. Because they keep on having to rebuild Purple Rain from, like, I'm pretty sure they had Purple Rain on MCC, right? And they had like gold ones and stuff like that. And they keep having to redo them. It just seems like a, yeah. But anyway, Pale Shadow, is that the black one or is that the white one? It's got black and white on it, so I can't tell. They aren't leaks if they show up in the game's API itself. I suppose not. I mean, it's kind of still a leak, but you're right. I don't think that they're gonna punish us for looking at the API. So there's Pale Shadow. And it's white and black, and then it's got this like tiger stripe style camo in it, it looks like. Oh, that's for a weapon. Oh, I missed that. Okay, so that's not the armor coating Pale Shadow. Never mind. Okay. This is the only one that's an armor coating, it looks like. Oh wait, no, that one too. Yeah, these two are armor coatings. See, Pale Shadow is different to Silent Snow and Burnt Ash. Oh, okay. It's also apparently a weapon skin, it looks like. I was completely missing that icon. So I'm not seeing... Yeah, so they are not going to come up in this... Is this the whole season? Yeah, June 20th. Yeah. Gotcha. That's fine. I mean, these are all cool options. That post-amp utility, it's going to be only on that core, but I think they said that the... these pieces, I forget what this kind of piece is called, but the tech item or whatever it's called, is going to be the next thing that's cross-core. Is what they said. The visors were first, and then these are next because they're the easiest to just plop down on any model. And then, or most of these are that easy. And then after that, they were going to do some other stuff. But because it's usually just like attached to the leg, I think they said that it was that was going to be next. But that was a while ago, so I don't know for sure. Sometimes textures like this mess up, and then like this keeps on getting all muddy looking on the stone. It never does it in the match, but it's been doing it in Forge a lot. And I suspect it's on the objects like this that scale. Look, it also lost its side texture. What did I do? Unity trim edges. What the heck? Why is it doing that? Weird. Okay, so I think that something weird is happening with this piece, and it's just gonna need to reload. I think it's whenever I'd have to quit and come back in to get it fixed, so I'm probably not gonna worry about it. And if it ends up being something that doesn't undo, then that's not a big deal either. I'll just fix it. Anyway, so... if this can go over here... Actually, this is probably going to go across the whole panel. So this would be... need to be thinner. Oop. Let me know if you think this is not the best way to do this, and if I should do something simpler, because this is... I'm going out of my way to make this kind of cool looking, but not necessarily the best design for like I'm about to stretch this pretty bad because I was going to do it all the way across, but honestly, this is multiple panels over a small area. I gotta make sure that this is probably a repeated panel rather than just one. Including, this could go, let's see, this way. Okay, what were you saying? Fracture event is irrelevant to me. Oh, there's also the events. Yeah, no, that's true though. The events could still have a colored armor core of some kind. That is true. Good point. I don't think that was your point. You were just talking about how it doesn't appeal to you, but I think the fractures are cool, and here's my but I think they're way underutilized, because I think the main thing the fractures are cool for is the idea of, honestly, I think the fractures would fuel Forge really well, and I feel like I've said this before, but you missed what, oh, I did. Oh, Pale Shadow is different, Silent Snow and Burnt Dash. Only things I'm interested in this season are shop resets and narrative events. Gotcha, okay. Let's see. Then Fracture event is irrelevant to me. You missed my previous comment, which was what spurred me to go back. Yeah, I kind of like the fractures because of, like I keep on saying, I'm sure I've said this 1,000 times before, but I don't know if I've mostly said it on Twitter or not. And that is that I would like the fracture cores to be able to, I would like the Forge to be able to have a script that says you're limited to this armor core. Like, you must use this armor core. And that way, their event 2 is Mirage stuff as well. That way you could like make a purpose for some of these armor cores, like if I wanted to make a power-up that turns you into one of the armor cores and also changes your stats, or like, you know, it's kind of like infection mode, or if I wanted to make something else, you know, there's a lot of different like a ton of possibilities in what you could do if you just like, if they just had the ability to set that, you know what I mean? But and that could be one of the reasons that if they're listening to me on Twitter, which I doubt they are, but if they are and they've seen those, because every time I see it, every time I say it, there's a bunch of people agree. Like, most people who read it seem to agree. But basically, yeah, if they made, like, you could make an entrenched map and then say, yeah, you only use your entrenched armor core, and that would make the armor core cool because it would fit the map design. You know what I mean? It would fit this style that the map is sort of enforcing on the visual of the map itself, so it might as well enforce it on your armor as well. You know what I mean? I don't know. Let's see. I think that would be really cool, especially because you could like script, like I said, like a bruiser class, and like shift your stats in the map in a single map or whatever. But Mirage is probably the coolest armor on MCC and on here for them to add. I think the Macworld armor, which they finally named, what is it, Orion? Because it's from the Orion project officially now. That's probably the second coolest, or possibly beats Mirage on MCC. Not like coolest as in like objectively better than the others, but coolest as in like flavor wise, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, yeah, we finally have Ghosts of Onyx, you know what I mean, in the game. Something where Ghosts of Onyx is like officially like the canon is canon, obviously, but Ghosts of Onyx is always kind of like one of those that's kind of, you know, ignored, I guess, like what was happening in it until the Spartan 3s finally came up in Reach. But yeah. But then in Reach they revamped it to where they're using Mark V, and supposedly they couldn't use Mark V because of their augmentations, and it being like different, and now they can, and it's like, oh, that's weird. And that kind of back in the day was kind of like annoying to me, because I was like, why did you Why'd you go through all the trouble of having Eric Nyland write Ghosts of Onyx and establishing the lore for Mark 3s, for Spartan 3s, and making it to where they can't use Mjolnir because it would their augmentations aren't the same, and then go ahead and make it to where that doesn't happen, that doesn't apply anymore. It was kind of weird to me. Anyway, this is gonna be too wide, I think that's the problem. I think it needs to be butted up against that side. But I could be misinterpreting and misremembering how that went. I just remember it being a little bit of a weird, contentious point with Halo Reach whenever it came out. One of the many things that people are like, it breaks the lore. Which they were a little... I feel like breaking the timing of the events of the Fall of Reach is not as big of a deal as, you know, breaking hard lore about characters and stuff, because that changes limitations. Timing of events is something you're allowed to sort of like rehash if you feel like you need to, as long as you explain how and why and do like an actual new version of a book. You know what I mean? But they didn't even do that, so I don't know. It's one of the things that Bungie did that would annoy people, rather than the things that 343 does all the time. So, let's see. We almost have a base plate. This should work out as a good floor. And if it doesn't, then I will change it. But from above it looks like this, and there's that one obviously bugging out. From down below, though, it looks like this, and you're not going to really notice. You're not going to be paying attention to the floor because there's going to be cover and tank spawn and stuff like that on here. So it shouldn't be a big deal. I think the tank spawn, I need to make sure that it's not like super advantageous to just stay up here and like use it like a turret, because I need to make it to where you have to drive out and go after it. So that may involve a garage on the side of this thing and have the tank be inside of that, so they have to you have to pull out and then reveal yourself, you know what I mean? But I don't know. It might be more like there's individual pieces on this thing, like a maintenance bay for tanks or something to that effect. Something that looks kind of like it should be there, you know? And then we can go from there. But yeah, whoops. There. Here we go. The one consistent thing in the Halo series is that the music is always good. The one most consistent thing. Even if I feel like it's more Metroid Prime sounding than not, which is usually my take on like Halo 4. Halo 4's music is, in my opinion, the best Metroid Prime soundtrack to be made. And I just feel like it's weird for Halo because they completely changed all the sounds for like the UNSC doesn't use all the same instruments anymore, you know? And it's kind of like let it start the same and then slowly change it to show how the UNSC has changed over time, you know what I mean? Since the Human Covenant War. Do something like that. Do something clever with it. Don't just shift the whole thing. You know what I mean? That's what my take of it on it was, but they can't go back in time, unfortunately. Like, that should have been, you know, Halo 1 had the Flood come in and it's like this massive genre shift. Halo 4's genre shift and Halo 5's genre shift should have been that halfway through the game the UNSC and Oni become the bad guy. And if that had happened and it had become like a political intrigue kind of plot rather than like a warfare and like a epic, you know, kind of plot, then the result would have been, you know, leagues ahead of what it ended up being. This is being weird on the rotation again. I'm going to do the other side first, because I believe these are almost the same. The important thing is, if I do the other side first, if I do this side first, then I can scale it correctly. I can go like this, and scale whatever shape I need differently, and then proceed to Let's see. Okay, so you're saying... Yeah. Narrative Event 2 is Mirage stuff as well, yeah. I think the Mirage Armor Core is going to become one of the most popular in the game, to be honest. I really do. I think it's easily designed in like masterfully, and it will become one of the most popular. I think the other one, that's like the Fracture one right now, is not a good design, a good base design. It has a, what I mean by that is like, it's cool, like don't get me wrong, but it's not, but the base design is a little, oh, I just scaled it vertically after, or just snapped it after scaling it vertically. Let's see, Event 2 has Isaac Clarke Dead Space helmet. Oh yeah, I can't wait for that, to be honest, because that's a cool one. Like the helmets are like, there's a lot of bad ones this season, and it's, you know what, I was actually talking to, who was it? Was it Hidden Xperia on Twitter? He was talking about how they've got all these shitty helmets, right? And I agree that they're shitty. I don't like the rounded helmets. One of them looks like Waspinator, and I keep pointing that out, from Beast Wars. And most people are not. Most people just don't know what I'm talking about, probably, because I'm old. But basically, yeah. Why is this not scaling any more than it is? I'm definitely using the joystick to do so. Or am I at a wrong angle? No, it's consistently wrong. I scaled it down too far, and then it won't scale back up for some reason. Yeah, Dead Space has such good visuals that taking inspiration from it is a solid choice. That's what I'm saying. Now this one I'm switching this to 45. Although I just went 15 twice, so it's only 30. So I'm going to have to go 15 one more time. Oop. There we go. Here we go. Now that should snap correctly, and I wanted to scale it vertically because I can snap it to that one. And that is the main reason I was doing the other side first. Okay, yeah, so Hidden Xperia was talking about the helmets, the shitty rounded helmets, and I agree with him that they look really shitty. And I was pointing out, though, that the reason that it's happening, he was wondering why the same art team here would make this and all that kind of stuff, and I was pointing out to him that probably it has to do with the technical debt that they've always been talking about. They have a bunch of technical debt from Halo 5, and some of that technical debt is in previous Halo games like Halo 3 to Halo Reach, they were able to rely on the art from Halo 3, the helmets as a basic like starting point, and then, you know, go from there. But in Halo, and then Halo Reach to Halo 4 they did that, but they tried to redo everything because they were stupid. But they're wasteful and kind of dumb about it. But then Halo 5 comes along, they reuse some stuff from Halo 4, and we're out at that time. And now we've got Halo, Halo Infinite has a bunch of stuff passed down from both of the others, right? Or from all the others. And I think that what's going on is that Halo Infinite is inheriting so much stuff from Halo 5. That's why you're seeing stuff like, 20 minutes till reset. Oh, cool, for the shop. Okay, basically, if you've got a bunch of technical debt, basically that's a form of technical debt in video games. Like, you don't think about it as technical debt because it's like, that's art team. But technical debt in a series, a major AAA series, it can include the fact that your 3D models are not usable from your previous one. And Halo 5's 3D models were not usable in Halo Infinite because they were not the art style. And they had to redesign them as best they could, and that's what we're seeing now. But it doesn't mean that it's like, that doesn't mean it's good, that they did a perfect job at it. But that is basically probably what's going on. It's a form of technical debt, and they have to get it out the way. Essentially what I'm saying is, eventually they were going to have to reuse the Halo 5 armors. They were getting around that. It was going to happen one way or the other. but at least and they're basically just trying. They tried to pace it out. They're taking their time, doing it a little later, and stuff like that. And they're releasing it for Mirage, which is a solid core otherwise. So you don't even have to use that. But also, like Mirage, if you go back to the here, I'll pull up Ghosts of Onyx cover art. I'm sure everybody's seen it, but let's see. Ghosts of Onyx cover art. If you go back and look at what Mirage looked like originally. If you're gonna put the super ultra rounded, open link in a new tab. If you're gonna put the ultra rounded, you know, Mirage armor, you know, Halo 5 armor onto anything, it's the Mirage armor core. This is, what? Get away from me. This stupid thing down here. This right here, I'm zooming in, that's why. This right here was a very rounded looking core compared to, you know, the Mark V. The Mark V compared to this is it's significantly more rounded and curved. So this like sort of sharp, like flat panel into a curve design rather than sharp angled, you know, or well, there's still a little bit rounded edges, but they're beveled edges. This is more like a curved edge. Basically, this is the armor core you're going to put that horrible rounded design onto if you're going to put it on anything. So if you're stuck with, well, we've got this technical debt, we're going to have to reuse these armor options eventually, right? Because we have to use that so we can make more original stuff. We have time to make original stuff because we're not having to work on 100%, you know, new stuff all the time. You know what I mean? If you have to make use of that in some way, then you're eventually going to find a place to put it. And the Mirage armor core is the place to put it. Like, logically. Otherwise, you have to make an entirely new armor core that's built to be rounded. And how do you think that would have gone down? Like, yeah, we built this armor core specifically to receive all of our Halo 5 armors. Oh, so it's the Halo 5 armor core. No, it's not. We just needed to reuse it at some point. Okay, well, yeah, it's the Halo 5 armor core is what you're telling me. Well, Mirage can be its own thing, can be Mirage and be the Halo 5 receiver because it's the most rounded armor core that classic Halo ever had. So it's logically where you would put it, you know what I mean? But unfortunately, that means we're going to have all these shitty helmets coming out for it in addition to some cool ones from periodically. And notice all the cool ones are all based on that helmet I just showed you. They're like all practically just variants of that helmet with like a few exceptions. There's like one exception or something like that that doesn't look like the classic SPI armor core helmet in some weird, you know, variation of it. So like it's understandable. It's just annoying. It's mildly annoying, but it's understandable. Is what I mean to say. And I think that I think it makes sense to have it the way it is. And I'm not too upset about it because at least the base armor set is so good that it's worth it. You know what I mean? Okay, so this is kind of being... Okay, I think if I snap it to the top one, it'll work, but only after I scale this down. I'm not sure what it's snapping to over here. Nope. I'm trying to get to snap there. Okay, finally worked. Oh, that is the one inside there. Okay. Wait, does that mean my height is wrong on that one? Yeah, I think so. This one must be too tall. Okay, what did I do? Something's wrong here. Something's very off. Is it this panel? This panel might be the one's off. Yeah, this looks good here, but it doesn't look good on this side. Okay, this panel is not as high as it's supposed to be. That is still not fixed. I'm trying to snap it to that one, but I think it's snapping to this one. Okay, let's see. You can definitely tell those Halo 5 looking ones were outsourced. Yeah, they might have been, but honestly, like the original ones definitely were. The current ones may not be though. They might have just been like, look, retain this look, but because Halo 5 fans may want it, but try to make it look more Halo by giving it a bit more flat edges with like curve at the end of that, you know, that kind of stuff. They're kind of trying to make it look more modern, or more, not modern, more, I guess more modern, more like modern technology instead of that weird, unusual, almost, you know, alien-like design. Oh, this is what I was going to do. I was going to go in here and hide this one so that this one doesn't snap to it anymore. Yeah, no, it's trying to snap to that one. Why won't it work? Is this one like flipped over or something weird? No, it's just refusing to be the correct height. What is going on? Like, do you see this? Like, these are clearly the same... These are clearly both the same object. The snapping points should be in the same spot, but this one is somehow lower than that one. It's not about flipping it upside down. This is really weird. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I'm gonna have to just manually... Nope, that's not gonna work. Don't do that to me. Okay. Gotta go down and do this. But yeah, no, I think that that's kind of... that's my take on it, I think. That it's really cool to have the Mirage armor finally, you know, in the games in general. And that it's kind of it's a little bit of a letdown that they that they're having to put the Halo 5 armor onto it, you know, that they're attaching the Halo 5 armor stuff to it, but it's not, it's understandable. I can't imagine it going any other way, to be honest. Because of, like I said, you gotta put it somewhere, or else the Halo 5 fans are going to be upset that they didn't get it, and the Halo Infinite fans are going to be upset that they didn't, that they had to get that there was an entire core wasted just on Halo 5 armor, you know. So yeah. Let's see. Now I need to move this down. But at the same time, you know, maybe they could have just left them out. And just said, yeah, screw the Halo 5 fans. Right? That's what everyone wants them to do. That's what it seems like, anyway. Because there are people who are fans of that armor. I've seen them. I've seen them say that they were fans of that armor before. And I shook my head at them, and then I moved on. But it's still, they're technically still fans of them anyway. You know what I mean? So, I may judge them, but they still exist. You know? Still exist, and we gotta be like, alright, fine. Let's see. Let's do just this one. I think that Bungie 343 has to begrudgingly accept that they still exist too, and I'm sure that they appreciate they exist in some way, because they're like, yeah, I knew that artist. He's not a bad guy. I kind of hate that everybody doesn't like his stuff. Oh man, you know, that kind of stuff. But yeah, there are a couple good armors though from Halo 5, and they're all from Halo 4. So, as much as I disliked the armor in Halo 4, and I did dislike the armor from Halo 4, there were a few specific armor sets in Halo, or like helmets and stuff in Halo 4 that were really good. Specifically the recruit helmet was just really good. Like, it was worth using. Why is it not selecting another object? Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna move both of them? No, it's not. I'm trying to move both of these at the same time, and yet it won't select the second one. Oh, there we go. That should work. Okay, finally. Okay, let's see. So we've got, that looks bad on the edge. I need to recruit helmets in this game. Yeah, it is. You're right. But isn't there a recruit helmet in Halo 4? Let me let's see. I'll just Google it real quick. Recruit helmet Halo 4. Let's see if that comes up with it. It might not be called a recruit, but it's the basic one you get. Yeah, it's this one. This looks like it might be either in Blender, or it might be someone straight up rebuilt it in Blender. Like this might be just ported to Blender. Okay, here's from the actual game. This is the actual game's version. Wow, that is really taking a long time to load. What the hell? That's not what I wanted. Just view the image. Thank you. Here you go. This was the recruit helmet in Halo 4. And this helmet is like solid. A lot of these armor pieces are also solid. It's sort of a little bit too like they shaded smooth too much in Halo 4. There's a 3D modeling, just a button you shade smooth. Some of these edges should have been marked as sharp, and those sharp edges, if some of these edges were marked as sharp, it would have had like a curve into a sharp like meeting point in the middle, and that would have given a more Halo style design. And it's also like cars from late 2000s style, you know? You know what I'm talking about? Let's see. Recruit helmets in this game. It's Cavallino, the default helmet. Oh, it is. It's called something else? Okay. They call it Recruit on the Google stuff, but that's probably because of Infinite. Infinite probably came out with the Recruit stuff now, and they're like, yeah, no, it's Recruit. Yeah. So, okay. So we've got a basic platform here, and we would be putting a tank on here. I think I'm going to put something on the edges of some of these areas to hide the fact that, like here, that this edge doesn't go all the way through, and I'll just put an object there or a building there or something to that effect, like a small outpost piece there. One thing I wanted to do for the vehicle section is this one really cool object. I think it's in UNSC, and it is animated and really kick-ass. It's definitely not, it's past concrete, I don't know where. Fin to accents near the oh, that's it. This crane animates. Look at this. It animates. It moves. Look at how cool that is. It moves around and it slides back and forth, and I'm 100% putting this in here in some way for the vehicle section. Possibly above the tank. To be like, yeah, this is how they repair the tank. They grab it, they lift it with this crane, and they move it around. And they you know what I mean? They do what they need to do. Let's see. And the real question is, though, can I make it dynamic? Oh, it's always dynamic. Yeah, you can switch it to a static object. I wonder if it's like that other one that's dynamic that pumps. That piece that I was using for the engines I had to delete. Still need to fix that engine. But I'm still waiting to see if there's any other objects I'm going to grab with it all at the same time. But yeah, can you change the colors on it? Because I would rather a UNSC green. Alright, whatever, we're doing yellow. I used the wrong yellow over here. Or something? I use a different yellow over here. And this is more UNSC. I think I went too bright with some of these colors. Like, this doesn't look like the railing. Where's the darker orange? That's probably the right one. Or that one. I think this is it, but it's basically that color. Let's see what this one is. Yeah, it's that one. That's the one I went with. Okay. Yeah, so there's a lot of objects like this one that are going to need to change that. I probably have the yellow in the middle too. Whereas UNSC is more of an orange on their warning signs, typically. But maybe these aren't warning signs, aren't the same kind of caution signs for this electrical stuff as for booms, you know what I mean? I don't know. Well, I'll look into it. I'll mess around with it and see what I can do. But this yellow is closer to right between the two. Great. And you can't retexture it. Beautiful. So basically, I can build the structure around this thing moving back and forth in it. Like, this is the farthest it goes this direction, and then I can watch it animate this way. I believe if you... Nope, that's not going to work. Or not. I guess it goes even farther this way. I don't want that cable to go down and, like, block the tank. That needs to be above the tank. So it'll probably be up here. So it starts animating the moment you let it go, and I can't tell which side it's on. That's just kind of weird. So it's like it's animating invisibly, but then like like where it is in its animation is continues to go. Let's see. Just gonna move with it here. That's not bad. I think it's above the edge of it, and so I think I need to bring it back this direction a little bit. But yeah, I think what I need to do is put objects at its extents. You know, I bet if I switch it, hold on. Oh, not that. Okay, if I switch this to... Okay, that is probably the middle of its animation, if I had to guess. Or something to that effect. So if I keep it in not dynamic and I switch it to dynamic. No, it's straight up climbing. Yeah, it doesn't have a, that's just ruining its location over time. Okay, let's see. So that's kind of cool, but we're going to build a structure around it so that it looks really cool. Jesus, it just did the thing again. It's very fickle. Oh my god, you deselect it and it moves. This thing is really cool and really frustrating. As soon as you deselect it, it moves where it's located based on something about its animation. So what they did was they put its center point so that you can select it at all times. They put center point. Well, actually, you still can't. You can't select it at all times. You can't select it over here. It selects what's behind it because it's outside of its selection volume area. Interesting. But anyway, they got it to where the center point of this object is moving with the object, so that whenever you move it, if it's not in the exact point it was supposed to be at during its animation, you know, it's adjusting where it is up into the air. Yeah. Okay. That's weird. That's very weird. Anyway, we need to build it some walls. We need to build some supports rather. We can actually literally use the support section, which would be really cool, I think. Maybe not that one. Let's see. Sometimes these objects being rotated the way they are really annoys me. Here's some scaffolding that would be really cool for this, and here's some as well. I really like this thing. And having it to where it blocks tank movement on the bottom, but not player movement because they can just hop through through that little like window opening, will be really cool. So like if you need to engage, if someone's getting the tank and you're trying to get the tank, you could theoretically, you know, break your plan and get out of it. This would have been another one to use over there. Look at that. You got this bar here. That's really cool. And actually, maybe I shouldn't use this like this, because if it's like this, what the heck? Come on now. This, and I put the bar inside of this thing, and I scale it this way to fit, then I could make it look like it's riding on the rail. Like that. Obviously, I don't have it scaled correctly. There we go. Something like this would be pretty cool. Actually, you know what? This thing might be good to go forward all the way and go off of the ramp, because I can put crates down there. Like, yes, sometimes it has to pick up the equipment. You know what I mean? Let's see, this will give me the scale I need if I just... Oh wait, that's perfect right there. Okay. Like if I move this forward, then I can make it to where it goes over the edge. And then and like it can pick up crates from down here. I can make a little loading zone, a lower area of the ground. I'll remove the terrain there and make it be able to pick that up. Or put a bunch of crates on it, which would also give us like some cover that prevents the tank from being able to like shoot that direction at spawn. And it has to come out to really become effective, because you never really want the tank to be able to just like you hop in it and immediately you're in the best position the tank can be in. You know what I mean? You never want the tank spawn to be its best spot. But this looks really good, and I would love to use this vertically because of this little window. Like I was saying, it'd be great for that, but I don't think that's a perfect idea. Not unless I put like sort of like an elevator on it. Like if I rotated it this way, I could theoretically put what looks like a platform that the tank is resting on that's going to be raised up so you can do maintenance underneath the tank. You know? Like at auto shops and stuff like that. And in which case, it would be allowed to look the same. You know what I mean? But it also can't be here because it needs to be out of the way of the crane. So it'd have to be like over here, and then if it looks similar, then it's part of the same mechanism, and so it's allowed to be the same. You know what I mean? As far as like visual design is concerned. And you can just like do that, something like that, to sort of make them interact with each other a little bit. Obviously a little bit better than this, and I think I need a joint for them, like an actual like in fact I might do something like this and then put something there to be like a joint, like an angle. Maybe one of these. This wouldn't be bad. Kind of gives an idea like there's some kind of electrical stuff running through it because it's got this like scaffolding and stuff. So if we go like this, that would be pretty cool. And maybe it's getting a little too flat, but I can scale it. I was going to scale it this way anyway because of the way it looks. And that kind of gives the idea that like, look, it's got like cover. Let's see, just got here, is that piece that's moving just a dynamic object that they give you to use because it's pretty damn cool looking? Yes, it's a dynamic object that just defaults to moving like this, and I have a feeling that that if I set it to static, it's gonna default back to dynamic, because that was what was happening with the engine pieces I had here, which I turned to static just to use them for visuals. And then I ended up having to turn them back. So I'm kind of just going to use it here and hope for the best. Now this armor plating looking thing here, I like a lot, because what it does is it looks like there's gizmos and mechanical stuff going on in there. But the plating looks like it would protect those parts from crates that are being carried by this. So like if I do put a little crate loading zone down here, and make it to where this is a little bit to the side, I need to figure out which angle I'm going to put this, because I think I need to turn it and make it go this way. I kind of like it going this way because it's more dynamic to have it going a different angle than the building. But if I go this way, then the loading zone being there... Actually, I might put the loading zone in the back and just have it poke out like this. If I put if I put a big old loading zone back here, that would be kind of cool, because then this back area would be a little more interesting. People coming around the back would have something to use cover to assault the main base from. You know what I mean? And also to hide in from the tank. If the tank goes crazy on this side, you need some protection back here. So maybe I'll do a different kind of blockage and cover over here. But yeah, so yes, this actually might end up being the positioning of it, because I like that it goes over the back if I'm going to do a loading zone back here. But yes, there's going to be... This is basically the tank maintenance area. And we're going to duplicate this stuff and make it the same on the other side. Is this actually magneted to anything or not? Let's see. Yeah, those plates don't want to be colliding. Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good height. Okay, that looks good. Obviously, it's not colored like I want it to be, so let me go ahead and color it now. I mean, I can color it all at one point by selecting more than one object. I like to color ahead of time sometimes because it just saves, saves on time later on, because you don't have to redo it. You don't have to select like 10 objects and then tell them to be colored the right way and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to go back to the back, and we're going to line it up just right. Yeah, looks good. It's got these wheels in it and everything. They look like they're rolling on this. It's really cool. I really like this object. It's going to make this map look really cool. I was gonna use, since it's a dynamic object, I can actually move it with a script, so I can move this thing up while it's doing its animation. I don't know if that would, we saw how moving it in Forge messes it up though, so I have no idea if that's gonna mess it up, but it would be kind of cool to have this thing rise out of the ground, with the rest of the structure. So maybe we'll have to do that. I don't know. We're gonna work, but if we have it come out of, if it's more static, then that's fine. Because it'll look like it's building the tank. You know what I mean? It'll look like the tank is still under construction. Oh, this is not a mirroring object. Ah, Jesus. This is what I mean. They have so many objects that are one-sided They're asymmetrical. They've got to be working on a mirror tool. The moving bases are pretty ambitious, man. Yeah, we're gonna get it going though. Don't worry. They're gonna come up out of the ground. They're gonna be real cool. Let's see. How did I set this up? I just placed it to where the angle meets that angle and kind of looks cool. I might need a flashlight over here. You know what I mean? Like I said, I haven't seen Klen's code yet, but the pump shroud was pretty ambitious too. So we just need one code that can move a base up, and then set up the pointers for each one of them, and then have that code apply to the base that we were trying to apply to. So it's a matter of like, yeah, there would be like a, you know what I mean? We just pull the object that it needs to be for the different areas. Have it call a different script, and yeah, I need a light. I either need a light or I need to change the direction of the sun, which is probably what I'm going to do instead. Wait, where is the sun? Oh, it's higher. That's what's going on. Da 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 da. Still not good enough. There we go. So good. Where was that angle? Is it not on the side of the building? Jeez, now I've got the thing covering it up. Oh, it's this angle. Okay, I see it. I see it now. This angle and this angle meet. Right at the corner. Honestly, if I can bring it up a little more, which if I'm in the ground I can, but if I'm not, now I can scale it a bit more. I think I'm going to scale them both up so that that line meets up with that line. There. Now it looks like they're supposed to be here. You know? And then now that goes... No, I don't want to poke out completely. I think the... There we go. Now that looks intentional. And it looks like... Oops. Now I'm going to turn the sun back so I can see from that angle. That must have been where it was, so I can scale this one up. Since these have to be scaled, I can't move them up, actually. These parts can't be part of the base that comes out of the ground. Because I've already scaled them, and they're kind of reliant on these scales to look good. But yeah. And hey, okay, y'all are too smart with the scripts, lol. On Halo 5, I just used to take pictures of scripts on my phone and just use them whenever I needed them. I did script a noise to a door on my remake of Orbital. In Halo 5, though, Lamau, my mistake. Took way too long to figure out. I see, I got it. I gotcha. So yeah, that's really cool though. I didn't get to, like I said, I skipped Halo 5, so like I've seen the scripting for it, but I haven't. I don't know how it worked, because I saw that it was like kind of strange. It's kind of like scripting in like it's not like it directly, but it's in a way, because it's got such a weird, unique, like proprietary style. It's kind of similar to trying to script in like StarCraft 1, maybe StarCraft 2, but kind of like StarCraft 1. You know, where like you've got a bunch of options, you go and you change those options individually and stuff like that. It's kind of, you know what I mean? That's my impression of it, having only seen it like, having only like a cursory glance at it. You know what I mean? And I think that's really cool. Like I said, I missed out on it. I completely missed it. I had opted not to even buy an Xbox One because I felt like if I wasn't going to get Halo, then I wasn't going to get any other games on there. Okay, we need to talk about blue. I've been setting the blue to this one. It's too light. I really do like that blue when combined with the yellow in the middle, but if I'm changing the yellow to the orange kind of color anyway, let's talk about blues. Let's select all these and change the blue to this one, which I think is the more standard blue. What is the standard blue? What do you guys think? Is this it? This looks like a good blue. It's a little, it's darker and a little more neutral looking tone, but it's still blue like blue team. It's still more of a royal blue, or closer to royal blue. Like a dull royal. Like this is royal blue, I'm pretty sure. This is like a dull royal blue, which I think might be the right one. Let's try that with the other orange, the correct orange that the UNSC actually uses more. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. Let's try combining this with that, like making this match, so that it can we can kind of see what it looks like whenever it's not out of place compared to the objects around it. That's not bad. What do you guys think? I do kind of like this weird sky blue. It's not very Halo. This one still seems a little bit royal to me, you know what I mean? Like it's too royal. Maybe if I bring down the color intensity, I don't know. Maybe it's just too much blue. Maybe I just made the bases too blue. It looks very Halo Wars rather than first-person shooter Halo, you know what I mean? So you let me know what you guys think, because I really am curious about. That's the one thing I'm torn about, is that color. Like I'm super torn about this, about picking a blue. Like that would be that sky blue. This would be more of that darker blue. Oof. This one's a very dark blue. Another thing is what's going to happen whenever I bake lighting, so who knows. This is almost like a purpley blue. Oh wow, was that it? Is this it? No, that's the green. Okay, cool. That's this one. It's still very strangely dark. Or do I just go straight... Oh, nope, this is... The... Oh, okay, so this is looking purple. I need to change this. No, color spread is 0. Source value, is that the problem? It's too shiny. Okay, well, I'm going to switch it to off. I'm going to switch it back to its default color, because I kind of liked the gray there, and just having blue up top to sort of be like an indicator. We'll see. I still need to change the colors. And I might have to do a whole pass where I move through all the objects. Maybe I should start with red. Red base is easy. You know what I mean? Like, red is... You pick a good red. You know, red has a lot of different good variants in here that could work for various Spartans. Probably this entire row seems a little too Simmons. You know, you got your Sarge. Let's see. I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm gonna bring up the scratches on here. Scratch amount needs to be like maxed out, because this is the panels that are used for, not necessarily maxed, but these panels are used for blocking this thing from hitting, you know, from hitting the rest of the post, so gotta put a lot of scratches on there. And we'll put some sand hard on it, and bring that up like it's been dusted by sandstorms. Basically any part that doesn't look like it dropped in recently, it deployed recently, which would be that one, or rises out of the ground, is UNSC has already deployed that so that it's, you know, simulates that they've already got it set up there. But yeah, let's see, where's my sand? Sand is all the way down here. There it was. Sand hard. And bring that up. You really want your mechanical objects to be gummed up with sand if you want it to look like a dystopian future. Can't be clean. Does this one have the ability to pick that too? Because it's got some dirt on it. Nope. Nope, you can't. Because it's got just dirt layer, and that's not sand, but that's fine. It's close enough. But yeah, there we go. We got a lot of sand on these pieces now. There we go. Okay. That blue looks straight out of Orbital and Halo 3, just more saturated. Oh, which one? Just to be clear, do you mean this one? Or do you mean the original, that light blue? Because you probably mean this one, I would assume. The one that I was kind of switching it to. And I don't know if you sent that earlier and I missed it. You know, this thing needs color too. Like, it's got the emissive. It's got the... Oh, the only other one is this one. Yes, inside. Okay, cool. Yeah, this light blue here, or this darker blue here. So should I just use this darker blue and then have the orange as warning, or should I go full... Well, I'm switching to red. I'm going to do the red base. We'll figure out blue later. But if I do blue, if I do this blue, that would definitely be a good solution. I think that would put it with kind of like this darker red. Which one did I do on the others? Same one, looks like. I think that's the one I just did. That's good. That's reaffirming, you know, that I definitely picked the one that I liked the most the first time. Yep, and the second time, because it came out the same. So we're going to switch to red base, because this blue looks good, but I'm just still so torn about it. Let's just go straight maroon, you know what I mean? Switch all of this to red base. It actually shows up better in thumbnails anyway on YouTube. There's a lot of... Oh, I didn't have... That's interesting. Wait, did I change the wrong one? Yeah, I did. I just changed the wrong swatch, that's all. This was supposed to remain gray and shiny. Whenever you're doing a thumbnail on YouTube, one of the things that a lot of the most popular streamers do is they always have a major red element, and it's the part that's supposed to catch your eye. And for me, the thing that needs to catch your eye is the build, because I think that's more important than like the text or whatever. So I just hit the wrong button and deselected all of these. You know what? All of the ones I have are supposed to be blue, are supposed to be the same color. So I could have just gone in and select all and changed the color at this point. I just can't do it whenever I recolor it for the other base. Oh well, too late. Okay, let's see. Okay, so this piece is a doorway, and this piece is a doorway. This piece is a wall panel, so it's different. This piece and this piece are the same piece, I think. Wait, nope, they're not. It says mixed. Okay. I thought they were. Oh, this is the middle ground between the three sizes or something. Or a scaled down version of the one above it. Not sure. This one, and this one, and this one, and this one are all the same. And the other side are not, because there's not a mirror tool. The kind of thing that whenever they do add, if they do add a mirror tool, like I'm theorizing they will, I will come back into this map and totally mirror them so that I can make them more identical. Because this side looks better than this side, and I need to change I had to change the height to make it make sense with that. But yeah, let's see. And that's because that was one of the first pieces I placed, was that little, I built the engine in that, and then I placed that, and I was like, yep, I like that. It's definitely staying. These panels should have some kind of yellow on them, so that you don't trip. You know, it's a tripping hazard. We've got the... What is this? This is a weird purple. Why is that purple? Is that their base color? Strange. I'll switch to... This is actually the color I probably want for the yellow, because that'd be like stripes and stuff. Or for the orange, rather. And I want 0 color spread. And it's coming out looking a different color from a oh, what in the world? I just lost... Okay, somehow I got this back at some point in the past, where... Oh, there we go. Okay. It works differently each time. It seems to work differently every time, how you get that back. But anyway. Yeah, looks cool. Okay, so this is now red-based. Did I miss anything? Yes, the roof. You change this to red. And then we're going to go back to over there. After I've changed everything to red, we will be back in business to... is this not the same piece? Okay, I must have selected something wrong. That piece and this piece are absolutely the same piece. So I accidentally selected something I wasn't intending to. I like the roof just being gray and not being green at all, for example. And then of course the red. Like there's the trim, you know, like I could do this and I could do that in green and make it look like the you know, something, or like the rest of the UNSC building style, but I like it just being solid gray for the roof. The metal siding, I think I thought I did have this as a color, but I think this might have been green. Yeah, the siding was supposed to be green, but the roof is all gray. Like it was docked with something, you know what I mean? Like this latched onto part of the ship. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna go back to this and build this out some more, because this is really cool. So do you know if they plan on adding texture parity to all regions based? Because there are a lot of textures missing on some regions, just curious. I have not heard anything about that, but I'm with you on that one. I really hope they do. There's a lot of confusion with the textures. I feel like they're gonna, you know, they redid the text for these menus, which means they're definitely still redoing the menus. And doing, like, the UI is still under construction while it's in beta like this. I feel like this is probably closer to what they want for their final for the UI, but they're probably going to rearrange this UI as well. One thing I want them to do is rearrange these. Like, some of these are like, there's no reason that structures should be in here separate from, it's all UNSC. So they're gonna have structures. You know, everything in here is UNSC practically. Yeah, I think it all is. Why is none of, like, if they're gonna have structures, why don't they have the accents for UNSC in here? Have a lot of things that could be over there? Or why is UNSC not, like, I don't know. It feels like there should be a UNSC folder. And in that folder, it's got structures and accents and stuff like that, rather than the other way around, where they're like, yeah, you want to put an accent down? All right, you can switch through all of these accents. Yeah, sure, whatever. And, like, you know, it's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, the way they've got it organized is a little strange. So it makes me wonder if they're not going to do something with that. I think they're, yeah, so in other words, I think they're still completely rearranging things, and either that's going to make more sense the way that their limitations are set up later, or they're going to get rid of that limitation, I would think. It's going to be one of those, I'm sure. But I don't know anything. I haven't heard anything from them. From anybody. Okay. Any concrete information? This could be good. And then I put a platform in between it. Ooh, that seems really wide now, but I'll put a, let's see, that looks like a tank that would lift a tank. A road piece. Road piece would be a good one. It might be too tall though. UNSC, where's it's in here, right? Road. Roof, round, ratio, rectangle, patch, kit. No, if it is, it's not called road. Hold on. I have a very bad habit that I've started in Halo 5 of just using primitive blocks to build my map, then using accents and other pieces to add details. So that's why I'm curious. UNSC Road 3. Yeah. I think that is something that a lot of people do, especially from there. And I think that, yeah, because I'm not out of Halo 5, I'm from Reach. There weren't basic blocks that were very useful in Reach. You know what I mean? You had to use other stuff. So that kind of, I got lucky because I kind of went around that. But no, I know what you mean. It's like, you know, it's something you can rely on, a basic block, because you can just sort of like make it fit, you know? And I did that for to make it look like Halo 2. But yeah. Let's see. Where are the roads? Why do I not know where the roads are? Sorry, this is bothering me. Glass, missiles, panels, pipes, railings, rubble. Like, I use them all the time. What am I doing? I can just copy one of these. I don't need to go find one. Yeah, there we go. I didn't reset the rotation. Now, this wouldn't let you do construction on it in the middle, so what I might do... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it look like it's each one supports one tread of the tank. And put the two treads separated by these. Or something to that effect. But, and then I'm going to put those on a mount. And then use their brackets down here to look like they're supposed to be there. But first, I need to scale them and get them right, because I think that they don't need to be so tall. You know? And also, I'm going to change them to not be concrete. I'm going to change them to look like... tarp, dark, borderless? That's cool. You're going to see trim, small. Okay, I'm not sure. That's the metal. So they use the tarp texture for the main part? That's interesting. Thermal padding. That's a cool texture, by the way. How does that look on here? Oh, beat up. Looks like paneling that's been beat up on here. I like that a lot. It looks like the tank has done a number on this thing. The tank treads driving on and off of this thing have really messed it up. I'm doing this one. That's it. Yep, officially. I'm going with that. Let's see. I think what I might do with the metal scratched, they do look like little latches, but I'm going to try emissive, because I want to see if it would be cool to have, like, lights. Ooh, nope, it's one of those that completely messes it up. Gotta turn that back. Okay, I started forging with 3, but Halo 5 was such a different breed that's just how you had to build for the most part. Luckily, there were actual pieces that added, like, Forerunner stuff later on. Yeah. Yeah, I always thought that Halo 5 looked really cool and interesting, and I wanted to build on it, and I thought about getting it for PC, even though I didn't have the game. And just building maps. If I had started streaming back then, I'd probably be pretty big right now. But I didn't, and that's that. I ended up not going with it. I don't know if I even had a good enough computer, actually, whenever, to run Halo 5 at the time. Because honestly, I haven't had a good computer until, like, now. Come on, tank. You can do better than that. Your treads could be right side up, right? I think that'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, it's whenever you rotate. Nope, it's whenever you move them. They get all messed up. Okay, well anyway, the point is, that is very small compared to this lift. And I'm beginning to think that this lift is going to be a lift on one side and then a lift on the other. The sci-fi element is that it doesn't need the support from the opposite side, because there's 2 lifts. You know what I mean? That might be the thing to do. Put one of them down low and one of them up high, so it's like a platform. That'd be kind of cool. What do you think? That wasn't something I was reading, by the way. I know on YouTube it might look like I was reading that. But anyway, that made it real easy to get your map looking good. The PC port of Halo 5's Forge runs horribly, to be honest. Okay, well, maybe it's good for the best that I didn't have to worry about it. So one of these is going to be down low, and it's going to be where the tank spawns. The other one is going to be, you know, up high. And the tank is not going to spawn there. And I'm going to make it to where it's just low enough that that this thing... Will this thing shove you off? That would be really cool if it'll actually, like, push you around up here. I mean, it's, you know, kind of cool. Anyway, let's see what this will do. Let's see, come back over here. This also means that you could theoretically lift a tank up and move it from one of these to the other with this crane. See if it'll actually shove me. Yes. Oh, well, barely. But yes. It's because I didn't have it all the way back where it's supposed to be. But look at that. That's cool. Okay, so now we just need some supports that look like they would ride up and down on this rail. And honestly, I think the supports need to come out, go down, and come over. So I need to either find something that does that, or I need to build something that looks like that. Because otherwise it wouldn't go down to the ground. And also, maybe I should rebuild the floor to have some holes here for these to fit into. To sort of, and that would be like trenches. On this side you could like duck into it and hide up here, and it'd be like trenches, which would, you know, give you a little bit of cover and make this area a little more dynamic and cool looking. Like it's not already dynamic and cool looking. Let's see if I can jump up there. Nope, no such luck. Can I get on this now? Oh, you can ride it. Oh man, that's cool. And you could probably also grapple up there, but I can ride it all the way over here. I wonder if this works on the server. Yeah. Oh man. You can scale the whole freaking thing. That's a good sniper point. Ooh, error. YouTube is receiving not enough video and maintaining smooth streaming. Error, yeah, okay, let me know if you can see anything. But yes, this is really badass. I like this a lot. And then I just need to make a receiving end for this thing to come down into, but I need to make sure this is the right size and scale for what I want it to look like. So what I might do is... I'm going to turn it around for one thing. Because even if it's not going to do it, I want this section to look like it can... You know, it's got this little segment. I want that to look like it can bend, it can fold down and become a ramp to ramp up onto. And that the ground underneath it can potentially, you know what I mean? Like, that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, is it getting really choppy? Does anybody see that? Okay. Let me know if it's getting really choppy. I want to know that. Okay, so what we're gonna do is find some... Sorry, getting a little, almost burping. Not quite. Let's see. Fortunately, supports are in here. Go to supports. Let's get this. I really like. These are cool. Let's see. I want to do. Okay, this one could theoretically go up underneath there, but it'd be too thick. It wouldn't be flat enough. I really like, if I have to build it, what I'm thinking about doing is one of these and scaling it out really long and then just putting it underneath there and then connecting it to something else that would go over here. That would look like a mechanical kind of piece. And I might connect it, I might actually connect them here and have something running along the side of it that's connected to both of these. I connect one of these here on this. Or right behind it, maybe. That way it kind of looks like that's where it hinges, right? So it's got this support bracket, but that hinge doesn't want to be part of this. It would be, that would block its ability to move. So instead, to make it mechanically look right, we're going to put it back here. And yeah, that's about the right length that we're going for. Maybe make it clip through it, actually. Like, let's see. If I, gosh dang it, get out of that. If I pause and go down and do this and go manually, then I can, ooh, what's going on here? This is not right. Okay. Go in, go down. With the mouse, hit resume. Hold down the control a little bit longer to give it time to update what I'm doing. Okay, there we go. It's a lot of holding down the controller, a button to make sure that it updates what you're doing in this. Like a lot of it. Okay, so now I can go back to controller, but it's, no I can't. I moved it. There we go. Okay, now I can extend this out and make it come a little bit farther. And poke out a little bit. I like the way that looks a lot. Let's see. And, oh, it needs to come out this way too. Okay, well. Let's go out this way here. And then we will extend it. And I'm going to end up doing this, and I'm going to probably find, like, the perfect object that can fill this role all on its own. And end up having to undo all of this, but we'll see. See, I like how that looks, and I think there's another one over here. Is there another one of those divot pieces over here? No, there's not another divot, but that's fine. Basically line that up with that divot, and it will go very nicely, but it's clipping now into that piece. I figured it would be because I'd had it lined up against that piece before. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. And then we're going to duplicate that. And what I might do is line this one up at the very back so you can like kind of see it from the back here. And let's see. We're going to go into here and get more precise mouse and keyboard movement. Go over here. Oh, there we go. Move it this way. Just barely make it not poke out right there. So you're going to see it from back here. When you're looking at it, you're going to see that there. And underneath this one, since it's going to be up there, in fact I can delete this. It's going to be up here, so you're going to be able to see these really good. And they're going to have all these additional supports and like pipes going through them and stuff like that, which is going to look really cool. It's going to be like, that's how you get your pneumatic, you know, your air compressor up there, and you can really, you know, drive some bolts, you know, that kind of stuff. And then I just realized that I did all that alignment, and I haven't actually aligned this piece to be 100% satisfactory yet. So I'm going to have to move them very slightly. I think that what I want to do with this is scale it to be exactly the same. Like I want the front to line up here. That's what I think is probably for the best. If it lines up right there and lines up in the back. Okay, so I'm going to need to move it a little bit so I can scale it in a little more. I think if it lines up, that would be like a safety protocol, you know? You don't want the thing protruding. You want alignment so that if like a cart is coming through here, if it misses that, then it misses this, you know what I mean? And so you really want to have that. Is it actually scaling like at all? What am I doing here? Okay, I just wasn't going far enough. Because I've got it set to that 1. Okay. Too far. There we go. Oops, that's twice. There we go. It'll be a little slower. Okay, that's lined up perfectly. That's lined up perfectly. Okay. And now I need to make sure that these are lined up perfectly. So this one is going to need to move over. Now it's the right height already. I can use a controller to move it. Good. And this one, we don't probably need to have it as precise control as I was doing before. That would probably fit just fine. Because it's got a slope to it, so it's going to end up getting thinner over to this side anyway. Okay. Alright, how's the stream doing? We got 0 concurrent viewers according to my thing, so either the stream died for a second and everyone left, or everyone got bored with what I was doing. So, hopefully the former, not the latter. But, supports, let's see. Okay, we want something that looks good for this. Something that would ride up and down on there well. And goes sort of down at an angle, but different from what we were doing before. Ooh, this one. It's got a... Yes. I think this is the one to go with. I do recognize this one for sure. But what was it I was going to do? I want this thing to go out and down. So actually, I think that it's not this one. I don't know if the stream died or anything, but looks like everyone left, so I'm thinking it did for a second. Yeah, let me know. If you're still in the chat, let me know, because it looks like it died. And it's telling me that there's no more people in the chat. But that could be wrong. Like, it could be telling you guys something completely different. So if this was here, and could move up and down, right? Doesn't have to go all the way to the top, because we don't want it to go to the top, because that crane would hit someone. I mean, we want it to be like, oh yeah, if we need it to go to the top, we could. But we want the standard to be a little bit more variable. Or to look a little safer, rather. Okay, so we've got that. And then we're going to do another one and flip it around. And put it over here. Yeah, it's 12:45, so it's not like a weird time, like 1 o'clock, where everybody suddenly gets off work. So the packet loss situation might be the cause of this, but it does look like I have lost most of all my viewers at the moment. Don't know what happened. Maybe they're all getting ready to run off to go do some work. Or maybe I said something. Was it something I said? As they say in the old TV shows all the time. Okay, now this panel could go right there, and I can make it to where... Let's see. to where it kind of connects with each point. Well, that is not good because it's not connecting with this point here. Doesn't make any sense. Okay, so this one's gonna have to be, ooh, not by 5 degrees. Let's go 45 so we can flip this over. What I'm thinking is that if we angle this correctly with a 5-degree angle, to sort of touch on both of these, maybe we can scale it just right, because I know it does this weird angle, you see? So maybe we can scale it. I was already aware of this because I tried to use it in a different spot. So you see the way that's scaling weird? It'll go like that, and then we can scale it a little better, and we can make it connect to both points. Make it connect to this one and over there, and see how that looks. Once again, safety protocol. You do not want this thing poking out on both sides. But there we go. Let's try. It rests on the ground at the lowest. It touches there. It goes up here. It doesn't touch over here though. That's not the one I think we're going to use. I think we're going to go with the angled support that's single. Double-sided support. Yeah, that's definitely the opposite of what I just said. Okay. Double-sided bracket. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's a bracket that's only on the one side. That's pretty interesting. That could theoretically be what we pull from, because it would kind of... Oh, it moved all the way up there. Like if I did it like this... Actually, I could just make it look like a reinforced plate by having something like this. It wouldn't use a whole lot of budget, but it would make it look a lot cooler. So, yeah, we're probably going to do that. But first, let's find this piece, actually. But what's this skinny support? Interesting. This one is cool. It's very simple. There's another one that's like got really good reinforcements. Oh yeah, this thing's got like an interesting shape to the front. That might be cool. Let's just reset the rotation and go to 45. And then this could be designed like that. Let's move this and make it long. It's flat with the ground. Wait, did I twist it? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Okay. Unstable packet loss in the game. And, of course, we're having the live issues. Oh, is it all jittery? Or is it smooth? Man, that's really far behind. Okay, yeah, there's something going wrong with the stream. I don't know what's going on. I need to talk to my freaking ISP because this is getting ridiculous. I'm not even aware of the problems sometimes. Yep. Okay, so this would connect to only the one panel, not both. Kind of liked that it was the way the other one went, but I can probably just scale vertically. What? Oh, okay. I am scaling vertically. It's just going all down. Okay. We just need it. Oh, yeah, that's about right. Okay. So this is how it would look with this piece. YouTube is not receiving a video to maintain smooth streaming as such. Yeah, okay. Listen, I think I'm hitting the end of my stream today. Sometimes it feels like YouTube is what determines when my stream... bugs are basically always seem to be what determine when my stream ends or begins. I don't know if that if that's how that's supposed to work. But, you know, that seems to be the case with my stream. And I apologize. This is a really cool piece. And it has room. It's like a joint. Oh, come on now. Let's reset rotation, go to 45. I bet... That's weird. Oh, it does have a welding point there. Okay, good. Yeah, so you can, like... Why is it not welding? Oh, really? Okay, well, like, you can move this in, and it can be like a joint between two different kinds of brackets, which is really cool. Anyway, I need to find a good bracket for what I'm looking for. Scaffolding, that's pretty cool. Not bad. A Y bracket, and there's the fin. Okay. So this is the fin that scales smoother. And it might be what I'm going for. I don't know, I kind of want a fin that goes the opposite. Like it's thinner in the middle. You know what I mean? It's wider on the outsides and thinner in the middle. It's like supporting a central strip part. Man, this stream must be dead. Like, seriously. It must have just, like, seriously just completely stopped. Yeah, it's so laggy. I understand now why. I'm going to upload a YouTube video of this one. And I'm not going to have to edit it, so that's going to be much better. But, and then I'm definitely going to have to fix all my streams. You know what? What did I do here? At least turning is going back to normal. Okay, I think I need to flip this over. And I should have done it differently. Come on now. 180, there we go. There we go. That's a much smarter move. Okay. Okay, there we go. That looks like a solid one. We can get rid of this one. I did like the angle and all that, but I think it's just too much. There we go. In which case, can I make it shorter again? No, I do need it tall because it needs to look like it's, you know, connected to this piece. And these reinforcing ones will be really valuable because they make it look like they're really sturdy. Oh, there's not a mirrored version of this, is there? Ugh. That's annoying. So all I got is one side of it. I can't really do it on that side, but that's fine, I guess. Unless I want to do it the other way, in which case... Okay, reset the rotation. I just messed it up. Let's go to 45. There we go, and then flip it over. Jesus, this is real laggy. No, you know what? You know what? This is the best, because if you know anything about structural, then you want the angles to be on that angle needs to be on the bottom because compression. This will compress down on that, which will compress the material. Whereas if you flip it up the other side around, up around, you know, the way I was almost considering it, then it will be shearing it. It'll be pulling down on it. It'll be like if I flip this over to where gravity would be pushing that way, then it would actually be pulling, like stretching this part of the material, which is not as sturdy, not as stable as compressing it. It doesn't, won't survive as much. I know, everything is going wonky. The stream is probably dead at this point. I don't expect anyone to join in during the stream at this point. But what I am doing is trying to get enough, finish what I'm doing so that whenever I upload the YouTube video, there's a little bit to the ending of it. That's a little bit more to the end, you know? So if I go inside there, I could do that. And I could theoretically line it up with that wall panel right there to make it look good. That gets rid of that little vent. I really like that vent. So I think I kind of want it to be up here. Like right... Yeah, like right there. Can I get it out of the way of the vent? Yes. Give the vent a little bit of a frame. And then that would give me a decent little spot. Although, I think I'm going to try scaling it vertically a little bit. Like that. And then I'm going to come down here. I could theoretically also use the same technique. Scale it horizontally instead of just moving it over. And then... Well, that's interesting. There's a texture there that you can adjust. That's cool. An edge texture. Look at that. So if I like got really big, I could like do something like that even. That's really cool. Okay, well I'm gonna do something like that, which kind of gets those like squares there that almost look like bolts, which implies there's more to this than meets the eye. You know, it's not just a beam. And then I'm gonna leave it like that. That looks good. Now, do I need to do anything about thickness here? No, it looks good. Okay. Cool. Now, what I do need to do, though, is this is absolutely a danger point. You're gonna go to that UNSC trim, and you're gonna paint that yellow. You're gonna 100% come in here. Your supervisor's gonna tell you, get that thing painted before someone ends up hurting themselves. And that's where you're gonna need that. Oh, cool. Look at that. It makes a stripe around there. That's really awesome. Okay, and then that's that panel. So then down here, I could theoretically do something involving, like, I don't know. I'll leave that gray, actually, and maybe do this one as the green. As the UNSC green. But I think that gray is too light, too bright. And also maybe not reflective enough? No, it is. I think it was reflective. Otherwise it would have changed appearance. I think it needs to be the dark gray style, more akin to that, so it actually matches. Yeah, look at that. And that looks like something like there could be like a point that grabs it so that it can't move up and down or something to that effect. But yeah, this makes some interesting terrain for combat to happen up here, and all sorts of stuff. I like it. Oh, is the stream actually recovering? I see somebody's actually joined back in. It might have actually recovered now. We've got at least one viewer. So they haven't given up entirely on me yet. Let's see. That is still way behind, by the way. Like, I can see that they're super behind the actual stream. Okay, so we're gonna go with this. I need to move the tank out of the way so that I can duplicate these and move them over smoothly. So we're gonna do this, and then we're going to go Shift W and move it on over, and then we're gonna move with the thing. Here we go. Oof, that is bad lighting. Very difficult to see. I'm going to go ahead and open that menu and change the angle of the sun. Oh, that's a menu. Oh, it's this one. Not that one. Wait. I think it's pitch, right? No, that was the angle. Yeah, that was the way I did it. Okay, cool. Yeah. Apparently this side is a little bit off compared to the other side because this is not lining up exactly right. But it did bring up a good point because look, now you can see the shaft through. I might adjust the other one Because normally it's like just that, but like I could like, yeah, that looks cool. Ah, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna do that. Okay. Which means I need to make it happen over here as well, which requires me to push it in. And this won't mess up the other one's alignment for anything either, so. I just, like whenever I gotta move it over here, it's not gonna mess anything up. But it's like, that's where you apply the grease, you know? Whenever you need to, it's part of the maintenance. Did I get it right? Is it the right spot, like the other side? There we go. So the side panels show. There's little side, like pipe-looking things. Like they're part of the gizmo. And then, here we go. Let's do that. I was just, wait, there we go. I was just centering it. But now I see that there's actually a cool little perfect place to like clip it through. Looks good over here. Looks good over here. Yeah. And now I'm actually going to select these because I don't think I didn't do any color shift. They look odd being only gray. PC port for Halo 5 is horrible. It's still, what was on there? I was thinking maybe whoever is here might actually... Oh, have they caught up yet? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Okay. No, they're not quite caught up. Okay. Still not quite caught up. Let's see. This one, and then I'd make it matte instead of shiny. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Off, and then that is probably perfect for the yellow. Yeah, warning sign yellow to say, hey, don't get hurt. Look at that. I know that the UNSC is a military, so they probably don't give a shit if you get hurt all that much. Not like a construction company. What is going on with these textures? Why is it on metal siding? Did I accidentally flick that? It's not on that over here, is it? Yeah, it is. Okay, I must have flicked something. Metal corrugated. I think it was this one, metal brushed. There we go. Much better. Jeez, that was that was quite a mess up there. Looked horrible. Okay, so did I do it horizontally? Yes, I got it horizontally, so now we just need to change its vertical to match the height we're going for. Actually, you know what? No. No. Wait, what's going on? Oh, jeez. Will it change the height? No. I messed up. Okay, so this one, what's this one at? This one Z is 528.10. So these need to go down to 528.10. $528.22 is close enough. And what we're going to do is then copy everything over first. Like this. So that we can move it all up at the same time. It's all the same height. Oop, that's not what I wanted to do. Did undo the copy? Yeah, I did. Completely undid the copy. Okay. And then, I want to do it by hand with the mouse and keyboard. Ooh, I just did it. Hold on. Let's do that. There we go. Don't do the green, just do the red. I only want to move on the x-axis. Okay, so on the other one I had it clipping in just a tad into that additional panel portion. Which gets it a bit of... It looks like it's sort of welded in there in some way. Okay, here we go. And then I've got to get this part. Ah! You know, I think I got to cancel this thing. Hey! Oh, yeah, I need it in the stream. Yeah, we're getting there. Yeah. Okay, I need it in the stream. I know it's finally returned. Oh, you returned! Aaron just returned. Just in time for me to say I need to end the stream because I got to get going. So, Aaron. Perfect timing. The stream had gone really shitty for a while, and everybody left because of it. Welp, exactly. But we'll see. Let's see. Let me grab a, before I do that, let me do bracket, this one. No, not that one. Come on. Okay, there's an, what is it, double-sided? No, this one, double-sided bracket. I think if I want this piece here, which I kind of do, then I'm going to need to figure out a clever way to clip it into the wall and then adjust its thickness so that it doesn't poke all the way through. Which means I think I got to do like probably like this, and then I can move it out because nope, it definitely needs to be right there. Yeah, it might not be possible. Oh, you know what? Oh, duh. I can do it like this. Yeah, I know you're hungry. I can come in there and do stuff. I was just saying I gotta get going, but oh, my stream. Don't worry. I know. I'll do this. Yeah, that'll work. Which will give it the idea that this is like a added support, so it can really lift well. And that means I can finally do it on both sides, actually. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that in there. I hope you guys, yeah, Aaron, unacceptable. Yeah. It's just timing, I guess. But like I was saying, like the stream was dying because I had all these like issues. But here, just take a look at this. I'll show you guys what it's going to look like. This is kind of a vague idea of what this is going to look like. There's going to be a low side and a high side, which is not going to be that high because I want you to be able to like clamber up onto it. And it's going to be like an area that can, and that'll actually shove you, by the way, I found out, and you can actually clamber onto it and climb it. Anyway, it'll be cool to have like an upper area and a lower area here, and have the tank be, you know, obviously all the way down here. But, so I guess more like this, probably, because from here you need to be able to, nope, not quite. I could theoretically make it to where you have to clamber this way, but, well, that didn't even clamber. That was easy. But like if I do it at this height, let's see. Yeah, there we go. And then like that would also mean that you could go underneath it, and I'm gonna put like little indents in the ground so that it kind of like, it looks like it rests in there. And I angled it so that this seam is here, so it looks like this front part can like fold down, you know, can like bend down and become a ramp as well if you need it. But I'm gonna make it to where it actually fits all the way into the ground. But anyway. So I might have to adjust some things. Actually, I just realized that means I'm going to have to adjust the thickness of this vertically. And that means I'm going to have to adjust that. So maybe I should do that next. Make it fit into the ground first. More like something like this. So that there's, or something to that effect. So that whenever it's in the ground, you know, it looks like something you'd drive just up on top of with a warthog or a tank or something. And do maintenance on. But yeah, that's what I had in mind. What's up? The car's floating? Yeah, I know. It's okay, I'm gonna put it down on the ground later. And that means I need to lower all of this down into the ground. So actually I do need to make a bunch of adjustments, including making this thing taller and then moving it down. So that it can go underneath this piece. So yeah, I guess whenever I get there, that's whenever it'll, that's whenever I'll start copying it back over again. So this piece can go, those are fine where they are, because that's the lowest that they go on their supports. But yeah, I'm going to lower all this. Unless you think, okay, this is crazy. Let me know before I sign off right now, Aaron, if you think this is crazy. What if I make a little tunnel underneath here that goes underneath all of them and goes over here and has a little bridge across the top in the middle, so that it's like that's how you get up underneath it to do maintenance straight to the bottom of the vehicle, and maybe imply that there's some kind of access, like this is clearly solid, but maybe imply that there's like some kind of access through here so that you can get into the parts of the vehicle. You know what I mean? Let me know if that sounds crazy. Another possibility is that I do what I was going to do originally, make them super thin, and make them tread thin, and make it to where it looks like you could do maintenance to the bottom of the vehicle from underneath. Yeah, I know. Because you just asked me. I'm just finishing up, and then I'm going to go in there. It's okay. I'm not going to forget about you. Like this, and then you could gain access to the bottom. So yeah, let me know if you think that would be cool. Or if this would be cool. Actually, that would line up better here because the treads would be... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should do that. I do like the big flat piece because then it's like a platform you can stand on. So maybe I should keep it flat because then I can have the split level thing. So I don't know. I'll just put like a hatch on the bottom. I'll put a little hatch looking thing on the bottom and make it look like you can open that up and gain access to the vehicle. And that should be all I need. Because realistically, I don't think anyone's going to be paying that much attention to it. They're going to see really cool tunnel going underneath there and all that stuff going on, which would be more than enough interesting geometry to be really kick-ass. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna sign off now. I gotta get ready to go OBS and hit the stop streaming. But yes. Okay. I'm gonna go feed my daughter, and we got some errands to run and stuff like that. So I gotta sign off at about 1 here, which is actually kind of late, I guess, because I started so early today.